Hello, I'm Matt Leaf, the Director of the Officiating Education Program for USA Hockey. Thanks for your involvement in hockey and for your interest in this rule change process. This video is designed to go through the USA Hockey playing rule change process, and also to give you a little bit of insight in regards to the major changes that will go into effect for the 2013-2014 season. It is important to recognize that this current rule book will actually last 4 seasons, from the 2013-14 season through the 2016 and 17 seasons. The rule change process for USA Hockey is a very thorough process. We first of all accept rule change proposals from all of our membership. Those rule change proposals are then provided to the Playing Rules Committee, who will meet and make a preliminary recommendation before sharing their recommendation with the various councils, sections, and committees within USA Hockey. As part of reviewing those plain rule change proposals, the factors that are taken into consideration by the Playing Rules Committee, including fair play, which is to ultimately create a fair environment for both teams to compete. The Rules Committee is interested in a safe environment, providing safety initiatives and playing rule changes that create a safe environment for all of our participants. Third thing is support for both the athlete, the amateur athlete, and the game itself to ultimately make decisions based on what is in the best interest of the athlete and the game. And a final factor that goes into the rule change process is rules are written for the purpose of encouraging skill development amongst all of the participants. Let's get started with some of the major rule changes that will go into effect for the 2013-14 season. First of all, Playing Rule Change, or Playing Rule 304, Protective Equipment. USA Hockey has added a note to this specific section of the rule that acknowledges that the HEC sticker, HECC, which is the certification body for helmets and face masks for USA Hockey, has placed an expiration date on the sticker of each helmet. This note acknowledges such and basically places the onus on the individual player to be wearing the proper and current equipment at all times. The next rule change is Rule 308, Electronic Devices. And with today's modern technology, USA Hockey has determined that anytime a coach or a team official uses an electronic device for the purpose of disputing or arguing or questioning the call of a referee, he shall be assessed a bench minor penalty. Next, Rule 404, Misconduct Penalties, adds a new rule that basically allows a player who receives his second misconduct penalty in the same game to be assessed a game misconduct in lieu of that second misconduct penalty. The next new rule is Rule 411, Progressive Suspensions. Although this is recommended for the 13-14 season, it will go into effect starting with the 14 and 15 season. This rule establishes a progressive suspension policy as it relates to aggressive major penalties for repeat offenders. So a player who goes out and gets his third major penalty for an aggressive infraction in the same season will face additional suspension and consequences. Effective with the 2013-2014 season, Rule 501 now mandates that all on-ice officials are required to wear a half-shield visor or half-cage that is properly attached to their helmet. The next 3 rule changes are lumped together. They are 603 boarding, 607 charging, and 620 head contact. Those rules are now in line with our checking from behind rule in regards to the penalty options being a minor plus a misconduct, a major plus a game misconduct, or a match penalty. For all 4 of those rules that are now lumped together, those are the only options afforded to the officials as USA Hockey continues their efforts to create a safe environment through the Learn to Check initiative and putting the onus of a body check back on to separating the opponent from the puck and not to be used as an intimidation or punishment tactic. Here are a few video examples of the difference between boarding, charging, and head contact as it relates to the new rules for the minor plus misconduct or major plus game misconduct or match penalty options. Boarding. Charging. Head contact. The final major rule change for this season is Rule 639, where language dealing specifically with slew footing was added to the tripping rule. Slew footing is the act of taking or extending one's leg behind the legs of the opponent and using the arm or the forearm as a means to push or pull the opponent back over the extended leg and causing them to fall backwards. USA Hockey will also continue to endorse the points of emphasis and the standard of play initiatives that were previously approved. The points of emphasis for this current season include creating an environment of fair play and respect where both teams have an opportunity to play within the rules. USA Hockey wants skill to be able to excel, and those players who have developed the basic fundamental skills of hockey to be able to participate without impediment and without being slowed down. In addition, players are expected to play within the rules, coaches are expected to properly teach the rules, officials are held accountable for enforcing the rules, and parents are asked to support the decisions of coaches and officials and support their players in a positive manner. USA Hockey wants continued strict enforcement of the body checking standard of play initiative that was adopted prior to the 2011 season. Under this initiative, it is important to recognize that the purpose of a body check is to separate the opponent from the puck. Any actions that are used as a method to intimidate and or punish the opponent without any focus whatsoever on playing the puck should be strictly penalized according to this body checking standard of play. In addition, USA Hockey continues to endorse the restraining foul standard of play that was adopted prior to the 2006 season. In this area, those players who skate faster, who have more balance, who have more strength, and have developed the necessary skills to excel in hockey should be allowed to do so using their skill. Any use of the stick or the free arm as a method to impede the progress of an opponent, with or without the puck, should be strictly enforced and strictly penalized. These points of emphasis and standard of plays appear in the USA Hockey Rulebook, along with other educational materials. USA Hockey is committed to providing a safe environment where players of all ages and skills can compete in this great game of ice hockey in a positive environment. For additional resources, including the official playing rules book and case book, officiating manuals, standard of play initiatives, and video clips of some of the various infractions that take place, please check out usahockey.com. Thank you for your interest and involvement in hockey, and best wishes for a successful season.